In a time of smartphone porn in the palm of your hand and sexual indulgence parading itself on the Disney Channel, the case I'm about to make is likely to shock the viewer more than a non-auto-tuned song on your FM radio dial. It's ironic to me that the people who are banning 32-ounce sodas are the exact same people that are telling young people to treat their innocence and sexuality like a crash test dummy. Here's the truth: despite what millions have told you, your innocence, your sexual innocence specifically, is massively important to an individual. Sexuality, it can't be detached or compartmentalized from the internal and psychological consequences attached to it. Sex never has been and never will be an exercise in recreational pleasure alone. That's a lie. It smuggles in with it a Trojan horse, pardon the pun, of emotional, developmental, psychological, and yes, moral consequences. Although I believe the moral case for sex limited to the loving and committed confines of marriage has strong validity, a God-centered argument is hardly the only one available. When people hear the word abstinence or sexual purity, their Christophobia antennas spring up with knee-jerk fashion. Powerful propaganda outlets have succeeded at selling a generation a lie that a sexually patient and purposeful person is somehow freakish, pathetic, without options, or worse. In truth, to find such a person with enough self-worth, discipline of character to save their sexuality for their husband or their wife alone is almost certainly to have met a person with fortitude, character, wisdom, and well-roundedness. Because when you're 14 years old discovering your sexuality, it's much like when you're 2 years old discovering your first steps. Your ability to walk the distance from your couch to your parents' entertainment system no more readies you to run a marathon than puberty prepares you for the weight and seriousness of a sexual relationship. When I think about the crime committed against millions of young Americans by the shapers of ideas in regards to their sexual innocence, it angers me into action. How many mothers and fathers sit defenseless as secularist opportunists push an agenda onto the minds of their children for a myriad of reasons: to sell them something, to move forward a less biblical, serious society. You take your pick. What they've done is set up the expectation and groundwork for the innocence and bloodbath that we bear witness to as a society every single day. Without commitment, emotional, mental, physical safety, and yes, love, real love, selfless love, sexuality morphs from something beautiful into something painful and scarring. Despite the Hollywood holograms depicting youthful sexuality as picturesque and timeless, in reality, millions of young girls are left with a splintered self-worth. They foolishly and fruitlessly use their sexuality to gain what they really want, what they truly want, which is unconditional and holistic love. That's what every young lady's wanted since the dawn of time, and today is no different. They're led to believe that protecting that innocence will cost them opportunity, affection, and normality. They're made to feel like that internal instinct to guard that sexual innocence is an archaic internal relic to be shattered. And for far too many young ladies, they lay that innocence down like a cheap trinket at the foot of a person who views it as such, largely because a wisdomless entertainment and education system has taught them to do just that. We have campaigns to end junk food in schools. We spend billions of dollars to make sure our youth don't smoke. We fight with zeal and passion against bullying. And yet most of us sit idly by while these same kids give of themselves something that they can never, ever get back: their innocence. Abstinence isn't silly. It's not odd or prudish, and above all, it doesn't make you freakish. It's something to be proud of. It's something to be very proud of. It's a discipline of self-worth and self-value. It's honorable, it's classy, it's beautiful, and it's morally wise. If you're a young person and you're watching this video and you hear a choir of fools telling you the opposite, ignore them. I promise you that a lifetime of healthy and fulfilling sexual experience will be your reward. Thank you for listening.